This video's been a long time coming, but I finally found some spare time to review these amazing custom minifigures from minifigs.me. This range is inspired by Nickelodeon's Avatar series. The show passed me by at its time of release, but when my pal John introduced it to me a few years ago, I was completely sucked in. It's a compelling, action-packed animated series suitable for all members of the family, and if you haven't seen it already, I strongly recommend it. First up, we have Aang, the protagonist. He is dressed in his Airbender gear. They've given him a really happy, gleeful, enthusiastic face which perfectly encapsulates his personality. As he has no hair, this head doesn't come with an alternate expression. Instead, the minifigure comes with an alternate face, showing Aang in his avatar state. The figure also comes with a staff. Seriously, I love that they went the extra mile of providing an extra headpiece, because it's so important to show both of these sides to the character. Honestly, I really think they've nailed this character, and I love how colourful and delightful this minifigure is. Katara comes next. She's dressed in her Water Tribe outfit, and it looks like this figure is kind of based on how she appears in the first 2 seasons. I'm not entirely sure about having hair printed onto the head, but LEGO sadly doesn't provide a hairpiece which matches Katara's quite unique style. So it's an understandable workaround. Personally, I'd rather they just left the hairpiece and not printed anything on the head, but I can understand why they took the approach they did, and I'm sure a lot of people prefer this approach. We have printing on both of the arms, the front and back of the torso and legs, and the sides of the legs as well. It seems that no expense has been spared with this minifigure, and I think she looks exceptional, and definitely recognisable. She comes with a water boost accessory. You simply flick on the side of it, and it will launch off somewhere. It's not often you purchase a minifigure from minifigs.me that comes with an action feature, but if you're going to have one for any of these ranges, Avatar The Last Airbender is the perfect one to start with. Katara doesn't come with an alternate expression, but given the printed hair on the face would appear on the back, I can understand why that approach was taken. Katara's brother Sokka is next. He comes with his trusty boomerang. His outfit is very similar to Katara's, but there are little changes in the detail here and there. The hairpiece is pretty much as good as they're gonna get. Again, this is one of those instances where LEGO don't really have a hairpiece which is perfectly suited to Sokka. And honestly, I think this is the ideal choice. He comes with 2 facial expressions. One is a gleeful and excited one, and the other is a rather stern and cross face. Definitely the options I would have gone with. So yeah, I think they've nailed that one. Now we have Toph. As with Katara, she has hair printed on her face, which represents the strand of hair that runs down it. In this instance, I can understand it. It's a very recognisable part of the character, and there's no hairpiece which uses this feature already. Honestly, I think it's unavoidable. They've gone with an interesting approach for her eyes just to show that she's blind. They're slightly faded in the same way that they are for the television show. And like with Sokka, she has 2 expressions, one gleeful and one very stern. Again, these are 2 of the most recognisable sides to the character, and it's the perfect choice. There's no arm printing, but I wouldn't say that's necessary. All of the necessary details are there for me, and she comes with one of those little earthbending counter things from the show. In this instance, with me, the printing on this counter seemed to be aligned a little bit wrong, but that's not a huge deal for me. I'm more interested in the minifigs themselves, and I'm sure if you had a similar issue, just get in touch with minifigs.me and they'll be happy to help and provide an alternate part. Here we have the kind of antagonist Zuko. He has hair as it appears in the 3rd series. His hair in the first 2 series is one that I don't believe LEGO do, so again, I think this approach is probably best. I love his robes. There's no side printing on the arms, but we have the sides of the boots, and the pattern of the robes run along the back of the minifigure as well. There's great detail for his scarred face, and whilst this minifigure doesn't have an alternate expression, which it probably could, given the size of the hairpiece, this is one of those ones where I don't really mind. Zuko's stoic, stern expression is a big part of his character. He rarely shows any emotion outside of discontentment and anger, so I'm happy with this. He also comes with a flame piece, because of course he is a firebender. My personal favourite, and I'm sure he's a lot of other people's favourites too, this is Uncle Iroh. He has printing all over, including creasing on the sides of his arms, and the belt around his waist is rounded a little bit just to show off he's got a bit of weight going on there. It's quite hard to portray this when it comes to minifigures, because obviously they are all physically the same size, so it's the artwork that has to do all the work, and I think that does a great job here. He He has a calm, happy expression, but no alternate face, which I can understand as the sideburns would be showing up on the back. He comes with a little cup of tea, which is the perfect accessory for this minifigure. I think they made all the right choices when it came to this one, and he's probably my favourite alongside Avatar Aang himself. Honestly, I think this is one of Minifigs.me's best ranges. Every single minifigure comes with accessories, there are a lot of alternate expressions, even Aang comes with an alternate head. I love this range to bits, and if you're a fan of Avatar, I'd say these are a must-buy. I hope you've enjoyed this review, and I encourage you to get the minifigures. There's a discount code below, which will serve to chip a few pennies off. And yeah, let me know in the comments or any of my social media accounts if you managed to get your hands on them. That's all from me for now. Take care, speak soon, and I will see you in the next video.